So last time I've asked you to do practice 1. And in practice 1, I asked you to ask and answer questions about Lantau today and 20 years ago. So obviously, I would like you to practice present tense and past tense. And before we learn about Lantau, let's learn about Hong Kong first. Let's look at the map of Hong Kong. So this is the map of Hong Kong. Do you know where we are? If we are at school, we should be on Hong Kong Island. We should be here. And do you know how many islands, main islands are there in Hong Kong? I think you have learned it in GS as well. So we've got Hong Kong Island, Kowloon Peninsula, and the New Territories. These are the main islands. But then in practice 1, they talk about Lantau Island, and Lantau Island is this big island. So what do we call these kind of islands that are not the main islands in Hong Kong? We call them outlying islands. In Chinese means 離島. So I'm sure you have been to quite a number of outlying islands in Hong Kong. Can you name other outlying islands in Hong Kong? I bet you can in Chinese, but maybe you do not know the English terms of these islands. So let's go over them. So the biggest outlying islands is Lantau Island, and we also have Chen Chau, Ping Chau, and Lantau Island. Have you all been to these islands before? So today we will focus on Lantau Island. And Lantau Islands now and then are so different. So let's take a look. I guess Lantau Island in 2019 or 20, it's kind of look like that. We have a lot of other new tourist attractions. For example, we have Disneyland, the giant Buddha, Tai O, and of course our airport is also on Lantau Island. So in practice 1, what are the questions they want to ask and answer? So they want to know these facilities or things. Maybe there were some 20 years ago, but how about nowadays? So let's take a look. The example would be the first one, it's buses. The second one, it's airport. So let's take a look. How are we going to answer these questions? All right. Wow. So this was Lantau in the past. Do you think there were all the other things that we mentioned on Lantau 20 years ago? So this is the picture of the buses. Of course, we have buses now, so we have to use present tense. We will say there are buses on Lantau now. We use are because it's plural. And then we have to ask the question, how about 20 years ago? Of course, we have to use past tense then. So we will say the past tense of are is were. So were there. So it's a question and we want to emphasize, so we add another word. That word is any. So were there any buses on Lantau 20 years ago? In past tense, right? What do you think? Were there any buses on Lantau 20 years ago? Yes, there were. So the answer would be B will answer yes, there were. Full stop. Easy. And the other one, so this is question 1. And question 2, it's about Hong Kong International Airport. How many airports do we have? We only have 1. So, of course, we are not going to use are this time. So we have to use, what do we have to use? We have to use is, because there is only 1. So first of all, we use present tense because we have 1. So we say there is. Airport, there is only 1, so we need to add an article. So there is it a or an? Airport, of course it's an, because airport is A-E-I-O-U. So there is an airport on Lantau now. Now, And how about 20 years ago? And the past tense of is was. So was there an airport? Because there's only one. Was there an airport on Lantau 20 years ago? What do you think? Of course, no. We don't have. So we have to say, no, there wasn't. So I have guided you how to do question 1 and 2. For questions 3 to 6, I would like you to do it on your notebook, and then we'll check the answer later. And let me show you some pictures to help you think about whether there were cable cars or some other things 20 years ago. So let me show you some pictures. Okay, so these are the cable cars we have on ping 360. What do you think? Were there cable cars 20 years ago? And then a theme park like Disneyland, shopping centers, and also taxis. So I think you can do it on your own. So see you later.